Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the PEL Contenders. I'm Cormac, aka Imperium, joined by Geo, aka Geometrics, and
just aka Geo.
What?
Or just aka Geo.
AKA Geo.
No one calls me Geometric.
Hey, well, it's your Twitter handle, okay?
That's
like
true.
you know,
Yeah, follow me
gotta say it. We had a fantastic start today where Tempest pulled in a cracker, a blinder of a game on Erangel, getting 25 points. But that game is over. We're heading onto the desert. Get your sunscreen, so to speak. Get your parasol. And join on
Is
board.
that what you take to Miramar with you?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Just falling out of the plane,
Flip-flops,
like
sandals.
just putting on my SPF 50.
Of course. Like, there's no point. Like, it's bad enough having Molotovs, but the natural sun itself, you got to stay
Oh,
protected.
well, at least you're prepared.
Like I know you're like super pale, so you know.
Hey, you're ginger. Come on. You're worse.
Yeah,
You're
actually,
favorite.
I am.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, well, no, because I get freckles, and that's so cute. Like, that's endearing.
I did when I was a kid, and then as an adult, I just don't. So,
Anyway,
sometimes life gets hard,
So the playing trajectory is quite central. The teams will give or take get to go relatively where they want to. 3D Max heading towards down past freaking Monte Nuevo. There you go. No team really kind of able to get to ToWzErA for now. InsideGames. Jokers normally did like to go to Los Leones, but what's interesting is they've changed their drop spot to up north in Miramar, looking to see if it'll be kind of pretty effective because they've scored 38 points in Miramar in total so far in these games.
I think yesterday you were talking about Jokers of having changed up some of their drop spots as well. I think they've really just trying to change their game a little bit, but we've got our first circle. It's going to be fairly central, a little bit south, I guess.
Quite central.
Sort of just scraping the southern border.
But what's kind of interesting for at least for now is that most of the teams that they've dropped north of that circle. We will see a couple of hardships. No team is gonna want to go inside Los Leones, so that's a bit of a dead area on the circle. But you will want to kind of hold that high ground down south in around ToWzErA, and that the teams will look to spread out between the centre and the north areas.
It's going to be interesting seeing what teams like Last Crew and Jokers are going to be doing. See how they decide to play this. Because Last Crew, they were pretty much the first to drop out the plane. In fact, they were going straight up for the northwest. And gamble not necessarily paid off, but obviously...
Well, they've got to make it count now, though, right?
Yeah.
Because they're further away from the circle. They've had technically a longer amount of time to loot up. Now they've got to rotate, and they've got to rotate quickly. But they've also got to be aware of the plane trajectory and where the teams do like to drop, because they do have a bit of a tough path into the circle. The easiest option for them would be to actually head down this west road and actually go in through maybe in Valdemar and go into the circle from there and hold a high ground down south of ToWzErA right now. But they still need to do that pretty quickly, because I guarantee another team might look to head in that direction.
Yeah, and of course there's always the risk of, if they take their time in getting there, we've seen it before where the next phase, the circle starts to move down towards there and all the other teams go there and you sort of miss your window of opportunity. So that is something definitely to look out for, because right now it doesn't look like they're making much of an effort to be moving, at least not in a hurry, which, fine, you kind of want to wait it out a little bit, see what everybody else is doing before you make any rushed decisions, but it is definitely something that they need to be taken into consideration.
Now, we didn't get to see an overview of who was where after that first game, but to give you guys, the viewers at home, a bit of an idea, Airstation Mike still hold on to that top spot with 171 points. 3D Max, they stay in second with 166 points, so they've gone closer. PG18 in third with 160. And then there is a bit of a gap down to fourth with Milky Way holding on to that fourth spot on 134 points. So the top three teams are creating that bit of a gap from the teams below them.
That's it. I mean, Milky Way, they really tried to pull out the stops a little bit in the, inner angle that we just saw. So there is obviously still that potential for them, but it's going to be a little bit more effort required than it would be for, second or third to try and take that top spot. So there's still a chance for them. But in fact, they're actually sitting up in the northeast section at the moment. Looks like they're rotating up kind of northwards right now. Not going to go straight in towards where the circle is.
And this was talk about like the teams are starting to kind of shift their way down south. You see Northern Lights have gotten closer to ToWzErA, but are still on the north side of the road, as our 3D Max Tornado Energy are getting closer to 3D Max. From the east side, PG18 are moving their way down. They haven't actually gone past the south of Los Leones. They've actually entered into a circle from the north of Los Leones, and they're getting closer to InsideGames, which I'm pretty sure that they'll be aware that there's definitely at least one team there, because we know InsideGames like to land in Los Leones. So they'll definitely be aware of it and try and find a high ground on the edge of Los Leones. Milky Way, they're outside the circle. ELGIGANTEN making their way in, and Team MOOPHEUS, they're on the north. They could look to possibly catch out the likes of BetterLuckNxTime, and Jokers are pushing their way up from the north.
Yeah, I mean, MOOPHEUS actually are getting out of their vehicles to set up, but now we're seeing InsideGames and PG18 getting very close. In fact, Zampeek just seems to be making a little bit of a run for it, but Pixel, he's going to be waiting right here. He doesn't have a vehicle, but he has got some of these buildings that he could potentially hide behind, but it looks like Deez and the Wanderer looking like they maybe want to set up some kind of pincer technique or just go entirely around them.
I think they're just trying to find their spot, but it's a little bit late into the phase moving in, where they are definitely going to find a bit more of a struggle in this Miramar game, because a lot of teams are in that location. YMCA and Quick Math, they're in around the north central area circle. There's Unity around them. There's also Tempest, and you have Team MOOPHEUS. So 4 or 5 teams just going to be looking to push and kind of create that space like I talked about, as we see a 8x scope for Team MOOPHEUS. We know Reggie Beardo, he likes the bolt action, he likes those long range shots, so with an 8x scope, that'll be good for him in Miramar.
Yeah, that'd be great. Now that they have that drop, could help, but now we're seeing OK Bro try and land a couple of shots. Gonna be rotating around this building, see if he can get a potentially better angle, although it's looking like... Well, I think he's going for a specific spot.
Well, see, the good thing is that he's able to disengage for now, because you see his teammates from a distance are just shooting in the direction of PG18 to keep them back. Airstation Mike has caught on to Ubica, taking him out, putting PG18 down to 3 players. And Last Crew, who I talked about making their way down south, I gotta say, it's pretty dead right with their rotation, but they've gone a little bit more south than I actually thought. They're going further, and they haven't actually entered into circle as of now, as of my speaking, so to speak.
Well, at least they're doing it at a time where there's no one kind of around on that southwest side of ToWzErA. So, they're having that sort of opening potential. And then the question is, are they going to head sort of northwards and upwards, or are they going to go around the bottom towards Los Leones? Now, you said people are going to kind of avoid that. So I'd be surprised if that is what they decided to do. But, you've also got to bear in mind who's going to go down in the meantime. So far, we've only lost 1 player. And, this is a little bit early in the game for entire teams to be going down.
It is. But
it's still something that the last we're going to have to decide, but...
He hasn't been spotted. Doran couldn't get all the shots that he needed onto the boom and then disengages. That's really clever play, because some of these players, they would get a little bit narrow-minded, right, and they kind of go, okay, I want to get those shots off. I need to get that knockdown. And they'd compromise themselves and they'd pay the price. But Doran, he found the angle, he found the shots, but not enough of the shots connecting where he was able to get the knockdown, and then he just got away. So I like that kind of discipline from Doran in this game. It's very much something that I like to commend, as the Phase 2 shifts far, far west.
Yeah, going over towards Monte Nuevo. So now we're going to be seeing pretty much everyone kind of turning around and trying to, you can see on the map all those little arrows sort of twisting and turning as everyone's sort of trying to decide where it is they're going to be going.
And it's going to be closer because similar to the Phase 1 circle, a lot of teams that are on the east side have to make their way to the west. We are seeing the rotations come out pretty much quickly. The good thing for these teams is that Los Leones is out of the picture, right? And none of these teams like to see a Los Leones finish. I do because I'm a little bit sadistic like that as a caster.
Speak for yourself.
But the teams are going to be happy, but still with the hard shift to the west, it still does make it difficult. As ToWzErA from Airstation Mike, that car is on fire. It gets blown up. Spiro takes that kill away and puts Airstation Mike on that rotation down to 3 players. That's one of the casualties from this hard shift rotation of these teams.
Difficult situation to be in. Airstation Mike usually pretty good at Miramar. And ToWzErA, we know he's their IGL. He does a lot of the work for the team. So I know you're best buddies. But he, him being someone to have lost. Now, example, getting his own shot into Ensalenso. Obviously, Tornado being one of these teams that we've seen do very well in week 2. So it's nice to see them getting some early gunfire.
Ooh, Uni going up the hill with that boogie. That was a steep.
I saw those moves.
Steep push, but I gotta say he made it work. But he won't make it work for long because the boom of Jokers is there, connects on it. But Orange returns fire, gets that counter knockdown tab in that warehouse, trying to find the angles, but can't quite make it work. Enough connects onto Marcelek of ELGIGANTEN as a bit of a catch-out situation, as the rest of ELGIGANTEN just trying to get away from the side of Unity.
Yeah, it's not a good situation for ELGIGANTEN. This was the team that we called out at the beginning as having had a good day on Miramar yesterday and wanting to see how that's going to go. So getting caught out kind of early, not the right situation for them to be in. And now we see actually Jokers and Unity pretty close together, but Quizzy's backing up a little bit, waiting for Orange to come and join them.
Well, the good thing for Uni is that they revived Snoopy, so they're full squad now. Nuktiv is away from the rest of his team and aren't just driving away, but that's still a much better position for Unity to be in right now than Jokers. Mind you, the boom will be revived up by Jokers, so it's a bit of a reset from both of these teams. They are located in the north side of the circle. Both teams are inside the circle. ELGIGANTEN are making the call to even go into the blue zone to try and make their way into the circle from the west side, which I agree with because very few of these teams are on the west side of the circle. They could go through the fields of El Pozo and then get onto the high ground outside of it, overlooking the rest of these teams. So that could be a good position for ELGIGANTEN to hold on to. It's Tornado Energy. They're in a 2-2 split in the center of the circle. They're holding those compounds.
Yeah, you can see them actually having a little bit of an altercation there with YMCA and Sampula just kind of changing his direction, trying to figure out where he wants to shoot. Hey. But we have our next circle moving, still keeping Montenuevo in there, still to the west, as you say. So at least ELGIGANTEN, they're sort of going towards the right place. They're not going to be caught out too bad there, potentially. But that means that teams like InsideGames, who are right at the bottom, and in fact, Milky Way, who are just off in their own little world in the blue, they've got a journey to make.
They were heading. They connected with InsideGames. They disengaged from InsideGames and said, "Okay, look, it's phase 3. That blue damage is a little bit annoying, but it's okay once we're safe." And it's not ideal, but I do kind of agree with it because once again, we're gonna see these teams kind of coming together a little bit closer. We're gonna see a little bit sooner, and Milky Way could avoid all that action, get into a better position, and then at least end up in a overall much better situation to get a good result.
Well, there's Reggie Beardo getting a shot on, but actually Sampula's going to turn things back around onto his team. So K-Doran going to be going down there. And it's hard to see these things happen to Team Moops because you want to be wanting them to do well. But now Double's going to be knocked down as well.
3D Max wants a piece of that pie.
Yeah. And the thing is, if they end up going down here, they will be the first team to go down, and it's just not looking all that good for them.
Well, they can stay relatively safe as remaining members of the team can just hold on to their position, but it's going to be very, very tough. Northern Lights, they're trying to stay on the southeast side of the circle. Perfectix and Deep are in there. Spiro is outside the circle. Phantom connects onto double to confirm that kill at least, to definitely put Team Moose under a lot more pressure. They're a little bit split up. Team Moose, you have Hawkeye on the northeast side. You have then have Reggie Beardo in kind of the east side central area of the circle. His last crew. They're trying to dance away from the bullets being popped off by InsideGames, I believe.
Yeah, but it's not even just that. They were trying to deal some damage there onto Airstation Mike, who are now finding themselves outside of the circle. But fEJK actually took quite a good deal of damage, but they're dealing things back in now. Just kind of using Hugstar down there by his vehicle, but they're going to be moving back towards the circle. Going to get very close to last crew now. Now we're seeing some exchanges of smoke and nades between Tempest and Northern Lights.
Oh, the flank by Perfectix didn't quite work out because the rest of Tempest joined in and realized what was going on. So Perfectix prones his way down. The grenades start flying out by Spiro and Deep. Doesn't quite connect onto any of the players right now. Tempest are a full squad. They do have the chance that they can connect onto it, as Jappy in the kill feed does connect onto Hugstar, leaving fEJK on his own. Clip gets connected by a grenade by Spyro. That's going to put Tempest on a bit of a red alert, as Perfectus gets put down to 3 health by shots coming out from Hanny. Does connect the grenade, does look to throw the grenade out, doesn't quite connect as Hanny dances around. Hort does then look for the revive on the Clib.
Yeah.
Deep, gonna throw a grenade. Is that gonna be a Kobe? No, goes on the roof, doesn't go through the window.
Constantly just throwing these nades, but Spiro, he's going to be feeling the heat now, and Perfectus, you see, he's going to have to try and move a little bit closer to him to try and help, but Hanny knows that. You can see him moving a little bit forward. He's not going to overstep his boundary too much, but the fact is they know that those two are out of commission, and Deep is alone over here in this small building.
So Deep is just going to look to cause a distraction, right? He's just going to look to kind of say, look at me, guys, look at me, while the revive came through, and that was effectively done by Northern Lights at the end of the day, but it doesn't stop now. Perfectix once again gets put down to low health. It's such a pressure of utility as well, right? These two teams are outside the circle. They're wasting a lot of utility between smokes, grenades and heals, but they got to try and make it count. Clip gets taken out. Spiro connects onto Bookie. Tempest find themselves increasingly under pressure in this squad fight, as Airstation might do find themselves eliminated by Milky Way. Now Perfectix, Northern Lights and Tempest. Northern Lights actually disengaging from this. They got the kill, they got the knockdown, and they kind of go, okay, look, let's dance away from that.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. They don't have to take this engagement now. The circle is closing very quickly. They know the Tempest have to waste their time trying to help out their teammate, bringing him back up. And so they're just going to leave them on their own. They don't need to take an engagement. I think it's smart. I think it's good.
It is. And normally we know Northern Lights are an aggressive team. And in the past, they would have taken that team fight up until the end. But look at the rotation coming out. Better luck next time. In the motorbikes, driving her through, looking to connect onto Leah. As Kizik goes in, Faultlessly is there, Arctics and Fate. It's a bit of a rush coming down. Aaliyah connects on. He gets a second knockdown, but it does come through as we see Aaliyah going down at the hands of Fate. And now Example peeking around the corner looking for the shots. BetterLuckNxTime did take a bit more damage than they would have wanted in that breach in the building, getting 2 of their players getting knocked down. So the revives will come through at least because there's only Example there.
Yeah, it was a fantastic attempt at an ambush, but of course didn't work out entirely in their favor. As you say, Example's still there, but now we're seeing Unity feel some of this fire, feeling nades. Snoopy going down, Orange having a nade in his face as well, Quizzy as well. So all of them really feeling the heat there. And ELGIGANTEN, they're going to be hanging around here as well with the TAB just waiting nearby.
So Kobe's being effective onto Uni, taking them out of the equation, as ELGIGANTEN They're on the west side of the circle with Jokers. It does shift more central. Quick Math have the compound, so do 3D Max on the east side of the circle. Wookie Bookie with that ball actually once again connects on the 3D Max. That could give Tempest, who are outside the circle, a chance to push in onto at least one of the areas that 3D Max have, but the Phantom that was knocked down, he's outside the circle, so it's really not going to be that much advantageous for Tempest right now as Annie does find YMCA. But look at the action unfolding. Team Moots are eliminating 14th. Muck is trying to get the connecting shots off on to the side of InsideGames and PG18. It proves effective for now as InsideGames are really being put under pressure. Odstrelovac is there. Pixelix seniks is in behind, but he's in the building. He's not really been able to provide that much cover for the rest of his team, as the smokes are just doing as much as they can to protect Pixelix and Odstrelovac.
And it's a really difficult position here for InsideGames because you don't want to be the team that's at the bottom of the mountain when your opponent is at the top of the mountain. They've got cover, they have everything, and they're throwing nades down at you. So actually, we're seeing them start to split up now. Pixelix, he's sort of looking in other directions. We've got D's kind of coming with the Wonder actually in the same vehicle coming down here. Going to follow them for a little bit now. And they can kind of, because of where the circle kind of is, we can see sort of where everybody is. It's all very close now and relatively open. So these players are going to have a bit more of an idea of where their opponents are.
That's why they're more holding the edge of the circle as Tempest do get eliminated. Yor takes himself out, unfortunately. He feels bad man on that part, but does deny a point over. It does deny a point over to one of the opponents as the compound that Tornado Energy are split up in. BetterLuckNxTime is there. YMCA are looking ahead in that direction as well as Jokers, who got fantastic grenades onto Uni to get that wipeout. Does connect onto iZoom, but ghostar from ELGIGANTEN goes, hey, look, I'm going to get those shots off, but not before the boom says, hey, see you guys. Get some rest and we'll see you in the next Miramar game. And they turn their attention straight onto Milky Way. This is the Jokers that, look at them, they're a four-man team. They're sticking together and they're making it count, getting those kills all the while in the picture-in-picture. Tornado Energy, example, he's trying to hold on to that building. That BetterLuckNxTime are looking to ambush him in.
And this was the Jokers we wanted to see before, and they have been improving, but still things coming up in the kill feed. Gonna see the rest of BetterLuckNxTime falling to their knees. Sampu is gonna be going down to a member. Well, he does go down to Compo, so they're going to be getting the point, but Turbo Banani's not going to be feeling very good about that one.
He's not. Now the grenades are being popping out. They've got to just forget about that and look ahead because you get BetterLuckNxTime. Jappy connects onto Pixelix with an aid on a side note. As we see this shift, it's shifted up northwards. The compound that these teams are in is inside circle. PG18, those two players that landed into that little shack is inside circle. Quick math. As a full squad, the compound they have is inside circle.
And we pretty much just have this split. We've got these teams up in the north, these teams down in the south who are all shooting at each other. And meanwhile, they still have to make these rotations. We're actually seeing Last Crew start to do that now with Mutt kind of moving forward in a vehicle up into the circle while everybody else kind of deals with Inside Gaming and Northern Lights down at the bottom. But the point is they're all going to have to get there while there are already these fights happening up in the northwest. Insane.
He doesn't need a gun. He just needs grenades. That's an A meta popping off
There's been a lot of nade play today.
They're still full squad, but they've got to be aware because Pelsage and Diggory are there providing that cover. He gets shot from behind. Set gets knocked down. Moon gets knocked down. The kills will be confirmed through. Set is kind of in the open. The boom is there. That could be the end of Jokers. Let's see what they can do. Jukes will get the revive onto Encelenzo. Will he be able to get that med kit off? Now it becomes a... Oh, he passes away. Northern Lights are taken out in the picture-in-picture by InsideGames. He's not known as Odstrelovac. He's known as Odstrelovac. That's exactly
for a reason. I mean, we just saw right there why that is, but now this smoke has started to clear here. So TheTab gonna have a look around, see if he can see anyone. There's Encelenzo. Not gonna be able to get too much damage on there, but he does connect.
Wow.
And all the while, he's going to be, recounting this intel.
Yeah, and also he's repositioning so effectively. Now, it does get put down to 20 health. Ooh. There's not much he could do. Jupes connects those shots off. InsideGames get eliminated. The play zone taken out Odstrelovac, but you got to say he did great work to get those kills and those points for his team before being taken out. Quick Math, they're still a full squad. They were able to survive. You have Offstring looking to kind of, you know, maybe cause a little bit of hassle, but he's just proning himself down, allowing the teams around him to do all the work, and he might be able to pick up the pieces. Although our last crew are down the southwest side, they have that kind of little compound, high ground, overlooking Quick Math, and of course Jokers, and the final member of Milky Way.
And you're probably going to see a lot of these fights that are happening at the moment. People aren't really around last crew, and you know you don't want to put yourself at risk to the four-man squad when you can at least try and get some of those kill points onto some of the others. For example, where we see 3D Max and PG18 down at the bottom there. It's almost like looking at a clock face, and all these different teams represent the numbers.
3, 6, 9, 12 kind of thing. That's because the center of the circle has shifted in this next phase up north. No compound is inside it. You have a tiny little shack. Jokers get taken out in 9th place. It was only a matter of time. Pelsic coming through and the rest of Quick Math making that work count. Offstring is outside the circle now. It's going to be closing up in the next 25 seconds, or it's going to start moving in the next 25 seconds, say the least. Last crew are making that shift in. AKA Skills is the first one to go, doing that little bit of scouting, saying, hey, look, guys, it's free, but not before Turbo Banana says, hey, look, we're going to get the knockdown, and Compot, the final member of Tornado Energy, takes that kill away from YMCA.
I mean, he really went and just sat in the middle. You just saw all of these lines going straight in. Offstring going down, so that means Milky Way is going to be eliminated out of the game now. 7 teams left. Sakura's looking to see what he can find. Members of Quick Math over in the distance.
Ooh, YMCA making their position count. It's not just YMCA, but it's actually YMCA and BetterLuckNxTime saying, okay, look, let's not take each other. Maybe, look, let's work together.
Honorary team.
You know, and take the teams around us out, and then we'll face up against each other. It just happens to be the case because that's where they have the best vision on. They have the best vision of the teams down the south of their location, but it is outside circles, so they're going to have to head across that road at some point. The second they go down across that road, there's a little dip down, and then they do have a bit of a high ground that they can kind of prone behind, but it's a matter of getting across that road as Turbo Banana connects onto these, leaving just a Wanderer there. Will the Revive be able to come through, or will Solar or Noki push on through? Diggory, Quick Math, they're connecting onto Last Crew. That's another member taken out. Last Crew are down to just 2 players, Muck and Jappy.
Quick Math, such a threat here. Jappy's gonna be going to dupe 6, so as you say, that's gonna make Last Crew even less strong in this situation. We see KnorkiS trying to move on forward here. Everybody on this map knows that Quick Math is the team to be watching out for. You actually see Muck. He's actually trying to shoot over towards dupe 6. Not gonna get anything too much just yet.
So the Revive came through onto D's. That's good for PG18. It keeps them as a 2-man team. The circle's centralized in this next phase. It's gone once again across the road. It's very flat. You only have a couple of rocks. You only have a couple of little dips to protect yourself. There is that little shack that Muck from Last Crew holds onto. So it's going to be very much about kind of what utility do these teams have, what smoke grenades do the players have. We look at Solar, he's only got 1 smoke grenade. That's not going to provide too much. Solar gets taken down. We see 3D Max eliminated in 7th place, and now PG18 will occupy their spot, look to head up north, look to get closer to the circle as Arctix connects onto Ensalonzo, and then YMCA says, okay, thanks for the help, guys, but Grenade will take you out and will overtake the position.
BetterLuckNxTime and Last Crew both being eliminated now, so that's just going to leave 4 teams remaining. None of them do have 4 members, I don't believe.
Oh, nope, none of them at all. YMCA are taken down in 4th place. We are down to 3 teams. Tornado Energy, YMCA, Tornado Energy, Quick Math, and PG18. So it's 3v2v1 for these teams. Now, it's a matter of how Quick Math being keeping an eye on the kill feed, because right now they could be thinking it's a 3 against 3 and that there's only 2 teams left. They don't necessarily know unless they've really been keeping an eye on the kill feed, because you got to say, Compa, he's been fairly quiet. He's been prone down, and he's just kind of stayed where he is. He did steal a kill away at one point, but other than that, he's kept fairly quiet.
Yeah, he's been really trying to play his life here, and the interesting thing is going to be to see whether Diggory is going to move over around to him, because now we see them engaging in this fight. There's so much threat onto him, and he will be going down. Tornado Energy eliminated at 3rd, and that's just going to leave Quick Math versus PG18.
It is the final circle. Centers up around where the Wanderer is, but can he provide cover? A lot of utility was used by QuickMath. You see Pelsage has no grenades, no smokes, and no grenades, no Molotovs, nothing that he can use. Wanderer, just stay prone down. Don't peek yourself up. It's not really worth it. Enzelenzo connects onto these. It's now 3 against 1. I know you want to look for it, but when you look at it, PG18, when you look at it, the Wanderer, you have the center of the circle. Diggory has no utility. There's really nothing. All QuickMath can do is just look to flank around.
No utility, but they do have the high ground and they do have this great cover. So,
but they have to close in. They have to get closer to.
They either
the
have to
Wanderer.
close in or they have to wait for the Wanderer to peak. But there we go. The Wanderer's going to be getting down onto Pelsage. That's going to put QuickMath in a worse position.
It's
and now
a
we have to see
1v1.
Diggory moving forward. He's not going to hang around. He's not going to wait behind, waiting for that peak. The Wanderer doesn't know what angle he's at just yet. Diggory's just trying to catch him out.
The Wanderer, those shots, I said not to peek and shoot, but man, you're proving me wrong. You've gotten 2 knockdowns, confirms the kills onto Pelsage, and now he's just going to peek and shoot, peek and shoot. It's going to be this 1v1. Diggory, what can you do? Can you look to reposition? You're prone down for now. You're crouching, you're peeking, looking for those shots. All the while, the blue zone is closing in. Who's going to come out on top? PG18, they've had a wonderful game, but so has QuickMath. There are 9 kills. Can they make it a chicken dinner? And the 10th kill as this blue zone closes in. They're just both firing shots off at each other. The Wanderer, you got to say he does have a little bit more cover because he has a rock, but it finds the shots. Diggory gets a kill. QuickMath take the win.
My blood pressure at the end there was just getting so high. But one thing I was concerned about was the fact that because the circle was moving in, yes, he had cover, but that blue was eventually going to overtake him and he would have been forced out. But them just trying to predict who was going to peak where, and the fact that it got down to that 1v1.
It shouldn't have. It
shouldn't have. QuickMath was so strong throughout so much of that, and the fact that at the end they only won as a one-man squad.
Yeah.
And that happened in the space of, what, not even a minute?
15 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. So it really was very high pressure at the end there.
Like, I know I said, like, you know, look, Wanderer, okay, fair enough. Wanderer, there's no need to, okay, that's what happened to K. Doran. I even though I said to Wanderer, there's no need to kind of peek and shoot. He's such a competent player and so confident in his ability that he made that work. But then on the counter side, QuickMath gave him too much space. You were 3 against 1. You should have just have rushed in. Because at the end of the day, yes, you have the man advantage, but when you're spread out and you give that one person left a chance to peek, shoot, and you're not really returning it.
Yeah, you want to be the team that's putting on the pressure, especially when you have the man advantage like that. You know, in such a small space, you can all come in from different angles. It doesn't matter if one of you doesn't have cover because one of you is going to be the target to that person. One of them is going to be a distraction. Chances are one of you may go down, but that's when the other 2 can actually swarm and do their thing because that person who's on their own can't shoot 3 people at once, but 3 people can shoot that person at once.
Exactly.
And that, I think you're right. That's definitely a mistake that QuickMath made, but I mean, I don't want to take away from the fact that they won the map, but it's definitely not bad. It's 10 more than 9 got. So you know, but it was definitely a massive flaw that was just so obvious, and it's such a shame because it was just otherwise such a really good game for them, and it just could have been ended in just a much better way.
It's just a much smoother that complemented how well they played throughout the whole.
It's like they were following a trajectory, and at the end they sort of dropped off.
Yeah, but look, it is what it is. They still got the win. Team Oops once again 0 points.
It's just sad.
In 16th place, it is a little bit sad. Uni getting 1 point. We see them climb up. Airstation Mike, no place in points, but still 4 kill points. They always seem to be getting the points. 3D Max getting 2 points, and as we make our way up, PG18 getting 13 with 7 kills, and QuickMath, as we said, 10 place in points, 10 kill points, 20 in total.
So yeah, definitely not bad. And of course, PG18 just showing that they deserve to be in that top 3. I mean, the thing I think There are two teams that were kind of surprising here. I mean, the fact that Unity have been really on a tear these last couple of days, and they had a little bit of a hard task in this one, but also Airstation Mike, who I just expected to get further on.
It was tough with those circle rotations. A lot of teams were heading in their direction, and it was.
They did
really
get
tough.
sandwiched.
They did
a
get
little
sandwiched.
bit.
It was really tough for them to deal with at the end of the day. Those shifts to the west was really such a pain in the ass for those teams. I have a lot of sympathy. But this is the head-to-head between Quick Math and PG18. Nearly 1,500 damage with 10 kills. That's a nice kind of damage to kill conversion rate.
Ratio,
Yeah, ratio. And then PG18. Just under 1,200 damage with 7 kills.
And we actually saw the Wanderer was sat in second as far as personal damage goes. And so, that kind of says all you need to know about the end of that game there, that if any player was going to be the one to, get it into that situation and be able to hold his own right until the very end, it was probably going to be him.
He proved me wrong as well, because I was like, no, back off. Just, there's no need to peek. And then he was just like, nah, screw you. Imperium. Like, you don't know.
You see it go wrong so many times.
Exactly.
So.
But either way, that's the first Miramar map out of the way for today's games. We do have a second one coming up, as well as, of course, ending the day with Sandhawk. Don't go away, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes.